Disappointing to finish the season on a losing note today, Ben?
Yeah, it was. I felt that we kind of fizzled out today. We wanted to go and finish on a good note, and obviously we haven't done that. Just the players were disappointed, which is a bonus because they realised we had opportunities. It's been the same all season. I've got to go in and see if I can find somebody who really can, put the ball over the line from 25 inches, if you like. We don't need 25-yard screamers, 25-inch drives we need. And getting somebody like that, a bit like what we had last year, Nick Rushton, who was brilliant at that, scoring goals. So that's going to be the biggest thing I need to look for to try and help us, because we have a lot of possession, and when you have all that possession, if you don't put the ball in the back of the net, when you concede, it's ever so frustrating. Frustrating for the players. But having said all of that, we finished one place more than I anticipated. We wanted to go for 10th spot, we finished 9th. So we'll take the positives from that.
Have you got any sort of irons in the fire for new blood and new strikers?
Yeah, I have. We'll pursue them. Obviously, the budget's going to be a problem again, but we think with the way we try to play and the way I want my team to play, I think there's one or two players might just be, coaxed into coming to us, knowing that they can get games and do themselves favour by, coming into a side and helping us and enhancing the side and the way we play. So, fingers crossed. There's 3 or 4 players that I've targeted so far, but you look at 20 and hopefully you can get down to 3 or 4.
Is there anyone that you think you're gonna have to try and hold on to, because there's been a lot of good performances this season, especially in the way you've played, and
yes,
there's going to be clubs interested?
Yeah, well, I mean, you look, Shane Sutton's been immense. There's no doubt about that. And then you've got AJ, who's done tremendously well at defence, and I'm having to throw him up top again because I feel that we just lack a little bit of something up top. So there are 2 that spring to mind straight away. Dave Roberts has done tremendously well. He's been fantastic for us. And if we get a 4G pitch, if we could do that in the next week, and that sets motions into play, he'd be a tremendous asset to us, the way we want to play on a 4G pitch. So, there's 2 or 3. Craig Williams has done well. Kieran's done well coming in and at the back. So, yeah, there's a lot of players here who have performed well and improved over the year. Next year, another year of experience, and hopefully we should be a lot stronger.
You've been here for 2 years now, Bern. You struggled last season, finished at the foot of the table. You've vastly improved this year. Is it difficult to work on such the lowest budget in the league?
Yeah, it is. There's no two ways about that, I should say, rather. Because you're forever looking. You get a wish list, if you like, of players, but straight away that when you speak to them, they're going to be wanting £250. We just haven't got that amount of money. So that's always going to be a problem for us. But that's why we have to try and be as shrewd as we can and get players. Hopefully maybe I can get 1 or 2 players from over the border in England to come over, like Matty Hearsay, who might be able to step up to the mark for us. But yeah, it's going to be tough. We're hoping we can move forward, but there's never any concrete guarantee about that.
Is it a credit to sort of your good management style that you're finishing above teams like Aberystwyth, while paying out a considerable amount of money for the position that they finished in?
Yeah, it is. Well, I don't want to sound big-headed, but I think if I'm blowing my own trumpet, I have done well, been shrewd on that. The club's been very shrewd because they've said, look, this is the budget you've got. We know where we are. My approach to players is, look, put yourself in a big shop window. You go on TV, and people like AJ have come across and enjoyed it, and Matt Hearsay's enjoyed it. We just got to hope that I can strike a little bit of more luck and get other players in that will really improve the side.
Yeah. Do you think it sort of improves yourself as a manager? Of course, you're a top player. Yeah. You played in the top leagues, but as a manager starting at this level, it's quite difficult. But to do well on such a low budget, that's got to set you in good stead for your management career yourself.
It does. Well, the great thing for me is, 4 or 5 years ago, I actually was saying to 1 or 2 people, the problem I've got, I've never managed in Premier League. So when you have these transfer deadlines, etc., and the transfer window closes, Well, coming here has been terrific for me as a manager because I've had to deal with all of that. All that the UEFA and FIFA throw at us, we have dealt with here at Newtown on such a tight budget. And I'm, without a doubt, I've learned so much myself in the last 2 years, and learning more about myself and the philosophy that I want and how I want to play and the type of players I need. So without a doubt, I definitely think it's made me a much better manager and hopefully will improve. Just
back onto your team at the moment. If you do add that striker that you want, who's going to get you 20, 25 goals a season, you surely have got to be a solid top 6 side.
That'll be the plan. That will most definitely be the plan. I mean, but for the players, what I would say is, for us, we'd like to try and finish in that 7th spot would be ideal. Start of the season, we would aim for the 6th spot. With a little bit of luck, we might get it. If not, then we want to be that one that's in ballast position where we're 7th. So that'll be another progression. So we got to aim for the stars, and then, you know, as the old saying says, we might reach the sky.
Yeah, enjoyed this season so far. There's been some fantastic results. You've overturned TNS on their own patch and Prestatyn.
It's been tremendous. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and you know, a lot of people have said to me, "Oh, you've lost this game, you've lost that," but the ones you've mentioned, you know, your TNS, your Bangor early doors, and Connors Quay last week was a great performance. So there've been some terrific performances, great results, and that does give you that impetus to let's move forward another stage, and hopefully we can do that next season.
Just sum up the whole season for us, Bernie, in 3 words.
Cool, dear me. Hang on, let me just think of that in 3 words. Cool, dear me. Hang on, cut a minute. I can't think of 3 words to think of that to describe it. There's so many words. Probably experience, creativeness, and what's the word? I'm trying to look for a word for sustainable. What's not sustainable? When you keep going.
Momentum.
No, not momentum. when you what's the word? It begins with an S.
Stability.
Yeah, more than stability. No, it's not. It begins with a C. Consistency. So I apologise for that.